What's up, guys? Welcome to another webinar. So today we're going to talk about how to re-engage your old leads because you probably invested a lot of time, energy, and just overall all-around effort to build a database, grow a database. But how do we maximize the opportunity that's in front of us so that we can capitalize on those leads, nurture them over through and past the finish line, right? So if this is your first time here, my name is Ricardo Bueno. I'm a 10-year veteran of the real estate industry, and I help realtors just like you create marketing strategies to help them win more listings and close more buyers. I basically geek out on all things marketing, technology, and sales. And I work for a company called West. We're a marketing and technology company who specializes in training. And this is what I do. I do webinars, have a regular podcast, and my goal is to just, bring as much value I can to my agents just like you. So thank you all for being here. Now, before we get started, if we're not friends already on social, do me a favor, follow me at Ribeezie, Ribeezie. Post to your IG stories and tag me. Other than that, welcome to the channel. If you're catching the replay, thank you for being here. Let's go ahead and get started. As we go through, go ahead and utilize that chat function. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get to as many questions as I can as we're kind of going through all of this. But other than that, let's get started. So one of the things that I want to start with is this here. One of the questions that I want to pose to you is, how do you feel about your conversion rate right now? So just drop your answer into the chat. I'm really curious. 1 being not so great, 5 or 6 being, it's okay, I know I could do better. And then 10 is I'm absolutely on it, and I feel confident that my team is crushing it right now with all of the opportunities that are in front of us. So I really want to hear your take. We're going to kind of go through this. And the thing that I want you to think about is there's kind of a 3-step process to closing more deals, right? In your business right now, Tom Ferry, who I interviewed earlier last year, one of the things that really stood out in his interview was he said, real estate really is just a 3-step process to closing more deals. 1, you got to meet and talk to people. 2, you got to nurture the relationship. And 3, you got to negotiate and close the sale. So a lot of times what happens is where we have a misstep, it's really simple. Meet and talk to people, nurture the relationship, and close the sale. One of these steps takes longer than the others, right? Meeting and talking to people is easy. Whether you're doing your prospecting calls, maybe you're buying leads, maybe you're just a very, very social person and a great networker, right? The part that I think takes the most time, and the part where I think a lot of agents aren't spending enough time, is on nurturing the relationship. You can't go from step 1 to step 3 like that. You have to spend time, effort, and energy in nurturing that relationship. You can't go from, hey, great to meet you, to want to buy a house today and, submitting an offer and putting it under contract. Unless you're hosting an open house and, somebody stopped by that open house, they're not represented by a buyer's agent and you just double ended a deal, right? But I think a lot of times what happens is we're not spending enough time on step 2. And then we assume that it's just a lead issue or a quality of lead issue. And I think that's just not true. So the myth that we tell ourselves is, I need more or better leads. But the reality is, no, you don't. You just need to nurture your conversations better and for a longer period of time. I think that's the key here. So I think what we all fall victim to is what we call the pancake effect, right? And so the pancake effect is the following. You want to keep you want to keep adding and eating more delicious pancakes at the top, but all of the delicious pancakes are already soaked in syrup at the bottom, right? So again, let's not waste more money on chasing down new leads and new opportunities when we can turn to the database that we've already cultivated and spend time creating an experience, spend time educating and delivering value so that you can see them or nurture them through to that finish line. So one of the questions that I generally get is, how many contact attempts does it take? Well, when you're doing things like generating leads online, what you have to know about, one of the things we often say about the leads that we generate online is that those people are button pushers and form fillers. In other words, they're submitting their information, and not only on your ad and your lead form or on your website, they're submitting their information on about a dozen other websites. So I think the average stat is there's a couple of things here. Your response rate is going to increase by about 400% if you respond within that first minute or those first 5 minutes. I forget exactly what it is. But then secondly, most salespeople start to see responses or experience conversion on that sixth or higher contact attempt. So we practice this thing called 6 times equal success, right? At a minimum, that's how many times you should be reaching out just by default to all of your leads. But here's what I'm going to say. In terms of the number of touches, especially if you're generating leads online, whatever your expectation is, 6 contact attempts, 9 contact attempts, 16 contact attempts, double it. You have to double it, because here's how many contact attempts you think it's going to take. But because these people are button pushers and form fillers, what it's really going to take is double your attempts, right? So double the number of attempts that you're currently making to follow up on those leads and those opportunities. So for this webinar, I told you I would give you a sort of quick and easy way, low effort, high impact strategy to reach out to your leads. So I'm going to give you the swipe and steal template. This is a campaign that we use to send to our database about once every 6 months is what I recommend. So if we're generating leads online, for example, let's say I'm off of a Facebook ad, what we do is we put them on a 7-day drip campaign where the first email they get is details for 123 Main Street. Hey, Ricardo, my name is Jonathan. I'm the realtor that's listing 123 Main Street. Really is a great home, blah, 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 right? That's email attempt number 1. Email attempt number 2 is, I forget the subject line, but tell me more about your dream home. Hey, Ricardo, maybe 123 Main Street isn't the right home for you. So can you tell me a little bit more about your dream home? How many beds are you looking for? How many baths, et cetera, et cetera. And then, there's a couple of text messages in between. The third one is not yet, question mark. Hey, Ricardo, I'll take your not responding as a sort of back off signal. I totally get it. Right now may not be the right time to buy for you, but whether you're looking to buy in 2 months, 6 months, or 2 years, I want you to know that my team and I are here to help, et cetera, right? So we try to engage them within that 7-day window. If they don't convert, no problem. We follow up a quarter later, so 3 months later. Hey, Ricardo, a while back you contacted me about buying a home, ... Are you still thinking of buying a home in Costa Mesa this year? Question mark. I'm sure you've been on tons of sites, so in case you forgot who I am, here's a link to my Zillow agent profile, et cetera, right? If they don't engage, no problem, because here's the thing. Buyers or sellers are going to be ready when they're ready, not when you want them to be ready to buy, right? That's the thing we have to remember. So once every 6 months, we put them on this, the campaign I'm going to share with you now, we put them on this re-engagement campaign to get all of the people that are kind of sitting on the sidelines or sitting on the fence, to get them off the fence and into, looking for a home or starting their search again. Because I don't consider them bad leads. They're just early entry. They may be, some people are 3 months from making a purchasing decision. Some people are 18 months from making a purchasing decision. The goal for you is to be persistent, continue to deliver value, but find that balance between being persistent, not pestering. So this is a 3-day campaign, and this is email number 1. So on day 1, the first email that we send is a subject line, your property search. And then it's personalized. So depending on what you're using, just, if you're using LionDesk, you can personalize all of the names in here. But hey, Ricardo, or hey, Anthony, this is Ricardo with ABC Realty. We know it's been some time since you inquired about buying a home. The market has changed, and so have interest rates since we last connected, and we want to make sure you're aware of what's going on. If you're interested, we'd love to share some information about the current market and the best options for buyers. Feel free to give us a call, text, or email me back. We look forward to hearing from you, right? That's email number 1. And then 10 minutes later, we follow it up with a text message. And so the text message says, hey, Ricardo, it's been a while since we discussed your home buying plans. We thought a text might be easier for you. A lot has changed in your market, and we want to give you an update. Give us a call when you have a moment, Ricardo, ABC Realty. I think my graphic got cut off there. On day 2 at 9:10 a.m., we send another text message, and we say, hey, Ricardo, checking in on your home search again. Are you still considering making a move? We want to make sure we're doing everything we can to help out. Notice how every email and every text has one singular call to action, right? It's not this long diatribe of, different questions and different calls to action. Is one singular call to action. I want to get a simple yes or no response so that I can identify the opportunity. Is this person active? Great, let me jump on it. Or is this person inactive? Great, let me move on to the next opportunity. So one singular call to action in each message. So this one is still considering making a move, ? On day 3, it's an email at noon. The subject line is not yet, ? Hey, Anthony, we realize a lot of people are mostly just researching about buying or selling in the future. A lot of our happiest clients started out this way. We wanted to reach out to you and let you know that we're here to answer any questions you may have. Whether you're looking to buy in 2 months or 2 years, we're okay with that. If you don't mind, email me back your story. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks. Right? And then we send a last ditch effort text message at 6 p.m. Hey, Anthony, checking in on your home search again. Still considering making a move? ? We want to make sure we're doing everything we can to help out. Right? So simple, effective, straight to the point. If you have people in your database that are homeowners and you're trying to create inventory because you just have so many buyers in the pipeline right now, and there's just not enough inventory. This is a great, the following is a great template to follow up with your homeowner database. This one is from Jimmy Mackin, who's the CEO of Curaytor. If you don't follow him already, give him a follow on Instagram. He's at Jimmy Mackin, and then check out Curaytor.com. They got a ton of great content. And tomorrow they have a webinar on the 21 best strategies to generate new listings in 2021. But this was a great template. So the subject line is name your price. And then, hey, Ricardo, a quick update on the market. Last week, 123 Main Street sold for 13% above asking price. In total, it had 25 offers. Just out of curiosity, do you have I'd be crazy not to sell price in mind, ? I can't wait to hear your answer. Sincerely, Ricardo. Right? Quick, easy, to the point. You're leveraging local stats and to try to create those opportunities. And again, you're doing a temperature check. You're doing a heat check. Does this person have, a price in mind that they'd consider selling or not, so that I can move on to the next opportunity? And so what I would be doing here is twice a month, maybe once a month, people should be getting your regular market updates. And then this is a follow-up email that you send to those people that are engaging with your market updates, that are watching your videos, engaging with your content, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So results of this campaign in action, we sent that 3-day re-engagement campaign to an agent who had about 3,600 leads, 2,600 or 3,600, kind of a big difference. But Ray with Mira Real Estate closes about 50 transactions a year. So he had about 2,600 leads in his database that were a combination of Google pay-per-click leads, some Zillow leads, and some leads off of Facebook ad spend. We sent that 3-day re-engagement campaign, and these were the results. This campaign is the best, 175 responses since yesterday at 5 p.m. In about a 24 to 48 hour period, they had 175 responses since that previous day at 5 p.m. And what's awesome about this is that, maybe awesome or not, depending on your perspective, like I said, he closes about 50 deals a year, but 33 people had already bought and sold. So somebody said, hey, great to hear from you. I'm sorry to say we just recently sold our home and we're living in Alaska now, right? What this presented was, or what this identified is that myth that I told you earlier. A lot of us think we have a lead problem, but we don't. We have a nurturing problem. So now what Ray has done is he's kind of revisited the number of touches that they run their database through, so that they are nurturing and engaging everyone in that database and not missing out on any opportunities. If you're using a system that I often talk about, that system is Homebot. What you can do is run people through your re-engagement campaign. And then the last drip sequence that I have here is not yet ? So, hey, Ricardo, we realize a lot of people are mostly just researching about buying or selling in the future. A lot of our happiest clients started out this way. We want to reach out to you and let you know we're here to answer any questions you might have, whether you're looking to buy in 2 months or 2 years. We're okay with that. If you don't mind, email me back your story. I look forward to hearing from you soon. What we then say is, in the meantime, I'm going to set you up with the Homebot Monthly Market Digest. It'll help you explore the market based on what's most important to you. And then what we do with those leads, and the reason we love Homebot, is we dump them into Homebot, where Homebot then starts this, sorry, I lost it there. Where Homebot then starts this onboarding sequence where it says, great, where are you house hunting? Awesome. When do you want to close? It's trying to build a timeline, right? And then it says, what are you looking to do? If you're looking to purchase a first-time home, no problem. Homebot continues with its sort of onboarding sequence. But if you're looking to buy a different home, Homebot says, whoa, hang on a second. It looks like you currently own a home. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about, why don't you give me your address and I'll send you an instant home value report as well, right? And then what Homebot allows them to do is it allows them to explore markets based on a couple of different criteria, based on the temperature of the market. Is it a buyer's or seller's market? Based on square footage, so size of house, based on price, so that if they're looking at an area in a price range that they can't afford, it'll tell them to look a little more inland. And then based on fastest move, so the average number of days on market for that particular area. And when they drill down into an area and they save that area, what'll happen is Homebot will then email them once a month, forever. So it'll say, the markets around Costa Mesa are changing. Ricardo, click here to see what's new. And then again, 30 days later, heads up, Ricardo, the markets around Costa Mesa are changing. Click here to see what's new. So what we effectively have done is we run these old leads through your 3-day re-engagement campaign. At the same time, we dump them into Homebot. And so for another agent, these were the types of responses that we started to get. We started to get, Jose wants to know more about what markets he should be looking at. So what areas should I be looking at? Or Monica is looking to buy a different home. So she needs to get pre-approved to see how much house she really qualifies for. And I should probably reach out to her to see if she needs to sell in order to buy. Or Joel was ready to look at listings in 91733. We uploaded about 2,300 leads to this. We ran them through the drip campaign and we automatically dumped them into Homebot's onboarding sequence. And we had 18 responses in 14 days. These are all, quote unquote, old leads that haven't done anything, that haven't visited the website or looked at an IDX strip, etc., that we reactivated simply by running them through that 3-day re-engagement campaign and, again, dumping them into Homebot for that nurture process. So Trong wants to get pre-qualified. Paul wants to get pre-qualified. Sally's ready to look at listings. Philip's looking to buy a different home. Monica's looking to buy a different home, et cetera, et cetera. So again, I think the key here is just finding ways to deliver value, finding ways to nurture that relationship consistently so that you're just resurfacing those opportunities that are already probably sitting in your database. So I hope this is helpful to you. I'm hoping you feel a little more confident about your nurture process going forward. Let me know in the chat, again, if you got value out of that, if you found that helpful. 1, not at all. I'm still confused. 5 or 6 is I'm feeling more or less the same, Ricardo. And 9 and 10 is I'm feeling freaking pumped. Let's do this. Here's what we got for you. If you want a free copy of that re-engagement campaign, I have it saved in a Google Drive. So you can just text the word swipe file to the number 44222. So again, just text 44222, text the word swipe file. That'll send you a copy of that drip campaign. If this is your first time here, thank you for listening and making it this far. If you want to stay in touch, you can follow me on Instagram. You're already on my email list, so I appreciate you. I'd love to open it up for some Q&A, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to share that link. If that text message is a little tricky, I'm just going to type it into the chat. There you go. So you can download the campaign directly at that link. For those of you, I forgot to point this out. For those of you that are LionDesk users, I've made this a little easier for you. So if you already have a LionDesk account here in Southern California, it's a member benefit. So if you have a LionDesk account, here's what you get. If you go into your LionDesk account, so I'm in the new version of LionDesk, and you click on campaigns, I've made this easier for you. LionDesk allows you to create and upload your own campaigns. So I have already uploaded this re-engagement campaign and a couple of others to my account, and I've made those available for you to go ahead and download. That way you don't have to do the heavy lifting as far as looking at that Google Doc and transferring the campaign, et cetera, et cetera. Right? So I try to make it as easy as possible for you. Here's how to access that campaign. Log into LionDesk, click on campaigns. Here, click on published campaigns in the middle, and then go over to the right-hand side, and this is important. Type LDM space, and then if you do that straight line, the pipe, so LDM space and then the pipe. These are all of the different campaigns that I've gone ahead and uploaded that you have access to and that can instantly download to your account. So the one that I covered today is that re-engagement campaign. So just hover on over to the right and click on save. It'll prompt you to enter a code. The code that you're going to enter is Bueno 3000, BUENO 3000. That'll automatically download that campaign into your account so that you can send it to your database. A couple of other accounts that are in here. If you're a broker and are recruiting agents, there's a recruiting drip campaign in there. There's a quarterly city-based drip campaign. So again, we run them or try to nurture them aggressively within that 7-day window when we get a new lead. If they don't convert, no problem, because they're going to be ready when they're ready, not when I want them to be ready. Quarter or 3 months later, we send them that city-based drip campaign. Hey, Ricardo, a while ago, you reached out to me about buying a home. Are you still thinking of buying in Costa Mesa this year? ? There's that re-engagement campaign we covered. And then if you're running Facebook ads, here's a Facebook lead ad for list of homes if you're promoting a list of homes for sale. If you're just generating Facebook leads off of your listings, here's a 14-day funnel, a drip campaign that we run them through. And then back in the days when we were hosting these grand open houses, there's a drip campaign in there for following up on all of your open house leads. So again, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Hope that was helpful. Benito, Salvador, Molly, thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.